Welcome to Marthoma Effect. This is the Oru Nasrani Katha series, where we explore experiences and encounters from our SMYM Australia Youth events. I'm your host Avin, and on this episode we're going to have a chat with our very own Kuchachan, Fr Joyis, who's going to be talking about his experiences with going to Arise 2022, which is an SMYM international gathering in Rome, as well as a visit with Pappa Francesco. So Fr Joyis is the assistant priest of the St. Thomas Syro-Malabar parish in Melbourne South East. He's actually the first ever assistant priest that we've had in our diocese for the Australian Syro-Malabar Eparchy in Melbourne. And he plays basketball and is an amazing singer and keyboardist as well. So Joyis, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So how's it been? How's your day been so far?
Yeah.
Very eventful?
Yeah, very well. Yeah.
We've been doing a few projects together, so it's been such a busy day, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just get into it. So before we get into Arise, we want to just get a bit get to know you a bit more, I guess.
All right.
So you've moved to Australia last year, is that right?
Yeah.
So how's that been, moving to Australia? Yeah. How's that experience been?
Yeah, it's a good experience. For the first time, I am moving from traveling from India to any other country.
Yeah.
So Australia is my first country, and I'm experiencing. I love this country very much.
Yeah. And what made you decide to be? So I guess you being a priest is what got you here, right? So what made you decide to be a priest or to want to become a priest?
Yeah. It was in my childhood, maybe during grade 10. So I was participating in a retreat, school retreat. So that priest, while he was taking the session of different vocations, he was talking about the priestly life, married life, religious life, and at the end, he told us that if you feel to become a priest or a religious, just don't stop by yourself. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. So then that was striking me.
Yeah.
And one day during my family prayer, I felt like that I want to become a priest. It was really striking in my mind. വീണ്ടും പുഷ് ചെയ്ത് ഇങ്ങനെ മനസ്സിലേക്ക് വന്നു അച്ഛനാകണം, ഒരു priest ആകണം എന്നുള്ള ചിന്ത. So after the prayer, I shared it with my mom. അപ്പോഴാണ് സംഭവിച്ചത്. അപ്പം മോം എന്നോട് പറയാണ്, യെസ്, ഞാൻ ഇത് നിന്നോട് പറയാനിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. യെസ്, നീ ഒരു അച്ഛനാകാൻ പോകാൻ ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ട്, നീ അത് പോകണം എന്ന്. അതായത് അമ്മയ്ക്കും ആ പ്രാർത്ഥനയുടെ സമയത്ത് തന്നെ she felt the same.
There was that mutual understanding.
Yeah. So other and life I think that was a turning point in my life, and I joined the seminary. It was a CMI congregation, Carmelites of Mary Immaculate, founded by Saint Chawra, the first congregation in India. So I joined it, but it was I think it's God's plan, that it happens in our life.
And when you were looking at that priestly call, when you were discerning whether priesthood was your call, you said you had that drive within you, but was there any struggles or was there any challenges that you had to accepting that call?
To become a priest, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അച്ഛനാകണം എന്നുള്ള തോന്നല് ഉണ്ടായത് അതൊരു പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഇഫക്റ്റ് തന്നെയാണ് എൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയത്. ബട്ട് അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം ഡ്യൂറിങ് ദ സെമിനാരി ഫോർമേഷൻ ഐ ഹാഡ് ചാലഞ്ചസ്. കോളേജ് സ്റ്റഡിയുടെ സമയത്തൊക്കെ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു വെദർ ഐ വാണ്ട് ടു കണ്ടിന്യൂ ഓർ നോട്ട് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഒക്കെ വന്നിരുന്നു. ബട്ട് ആ സമയത്തും ഐ ബിലീവ് ദാറ്റ് ജീസസ് എന്നെ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് എന്നെ ഗൈഡ് ചെയ്തു ത്രൂ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് പേഴ്സൺസ്, ത്രൂ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ്. ഐ തിങ്ക് എവറിത്തിങ്സ് എല്ലാം ആ സമയത്ത് അതൊക്കെ ഒരു നെഗറ്റീവ് ഫീലിംഗ് ആയിരുന്നു. ബട്ട് ആഫ്റ്റർ വെൻ ഐ തിങ്ക് ബാക്ക് ഐ ഫീൽ ലൈക്ക് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ പോസിറ്റീവ്,
like someone was leading
positive strokes that has given to me through different situations and persons that made me who am I now, അതുകൊണ്ട് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അത് ഈശോയുടെ കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഇടപെടലായിരുന്നു. സോ സ്ട്രഗിൾസ് നമ്മുടെ ലൈഫിൽ നമ്മളൊരു ഡിസൈൻമെൻറ്റ് പ്രോസസ്സിൽ there will be struggles because we are human beings, we are not perfect, we are weak and fragile, but Jesus is with us and he has a plan for all of us. എല്ലാവരെ കുറിച്ചും കർത്താവിൻ്റെ ഒരു പദ്ധതിയുണ്ട്. അതിലേക്ക് he is leading us through different situations and persons. I did
Now,
that.
you're one of the the youngest priests for our Eparchy here,
Right.
the only Kochechen for our Melbourne Rubela.
Yeah.
Were you involved in many youth programs when you were younger, or were you part of the youth back in India?
Yeah. When I was a child, I used to participate on the catechism. നന്നായിട്ട് പഠിക്കാൻ പരിശ്രമിക്കുമായിരുന്നു. At the same time, after the catechism studies or after the 10th, I joined the seminary. പിന്നെ അങ്ങനെ യൂത്ത് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിൽ ഒത്തിരി അങ്ങനെ പ്രവർത്തിക്കാനായിട്ട് സാധിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. ബട്ട് during my college studies, when I was doing Bachelor of Commerce in Nirmala College, Muvattupuzha, അവിടെ CSM, Catholic Students Movement എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു സംഘടന ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. സോ അതിൽ കാത്തലിക് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആയിരുന്നു. സോ I could join them, and that was a great experience with the local students, maybe the Kerala Syro-Malabar Youth. And after that, during my theology studies in Tharmaran College, Bangalore, we had the chance to go to different parishes and doing the pastoral ministry. In that time, I had experience with the youth, Syro-Malabar Youth, who was born and brought up in Bangalore. So national, different experience with the different youth, Syro-Malabar Youth, those who live in Bangalore, and now in the international youth here in Australia. So I feel different experience from different people, but all are Syro-Malabar Youth. All are Christians, all are Catholic, but based on the land or സ്ഥലത്തിന്റെ Bangalore, Kerala and Australia. So അതിന്റെ ബേസിലുള്ള ചേഞ്ചസ് ഉണ്ട്.
So like we're all united in that Syro-Malabar faith.
All right. Yeah, that's it.
It's just got the experiences of the land we live in, or the country we live in.
Yeah.
And okay, so we've got a good idea of where you came from, and you've made it to Australia, and it's only been a year. And you get the call to go to Arise. So Arise 22, which was overseas. Now you've only made your first trip to Australia, and now you're flying again overseas.
Right.
What was your expectation? What was your thoughts going overseas again, going to Arise? What were you expecting?
So before going to Arise, I was thinking that it was just a conference of youth leaders from different part of the world, and people coming from different Eparchy, means from Chicago, Mississauga, Canada, and Great Britain, Europe, and of course the Melbourne Eparchy.
So how many people did we have from Australia?
It's from it is 13 youths from different states of Australia, and
we had New Zealand as well, I think.
Yeah, New Zealand as well, and Bishop Bosco and Sojin Chetan, our director, then Avin Chetan and me. So total 17.
Wow. And so you've gone overseas. You're expecting to meet all these youth over there.
So that was only, I was thinking only this is a meetup or it's a conference of discussing different topics about the Syro-Malabar youth movement. But after the Arise 22, I had a different experience.
What would be something that something brand new that you learned, or something that you didn't know going into Arise or into Italy or Rome?
So the first thing that it is for the first time I am going to into Rome, because റോമിനെ കുറിച്ച് പഠിച്ചിട്ടും അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കേട്ടിട്ടൊക്കെ ഉള്ളൂ. But to be in Rome, it's a great experience, especially regarding the history of our church, Catholic Church. That St. Peter's Basilica, so Peter was living there, and St. Paul, and Jesus. അതൊക്കെ എല്ലാവരും ഇവരൊക്കെ ജീവിച്ചിരുന്നവരാണെന്നും so we really experienced that they were living in that place.
So reading about it, I guess a lot more different to experiencing.
നമ്മൾ റീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനൊക്കപ്പുറമാണ് നമ്മളവിടെ വിസിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ, അത് കാണുമ്പോൾ, നേരിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് എ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് തിങ്. സോ റിയലി നമ്മുടെ ഫെയ്ത്ത് കുറച്ചൊരു ഡീപ്പൻ ചെയ്യാൻ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന രീതിയിലുള്ള ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമായിരുന്നു റൈസ് 2022. എനിക്ക് പേഴ്സണലി എൻ്റെ ഫെയ്ത്ത് അല്പം കൂടെ ഡീപ്പൻ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് സാധിച്ചു. സോ that's a great achievement in my life, I think so.
And you've gone there and you're meeting all these different youth from different Western countries as well, like UK. So you've just got a taste of Australian culture,
Yeah.
and then going to Italy and Rome, and seeing these kids speaking Italian or different languages other than English. Like, how was that for you? Is it a challenge initially, or?
But I think almost all of them were talking English. They are well versed in English language, but people from Europe, maybe they're a little bit difficult to speak in English. Some of them were talking Italian and German. But
was it weird when you're seeing like a Malayali coach speaking?
Yeah, but all of them are able to understand Malayalam.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking experience. Not
heartbreaking. അത്രയ്ക്ക് സഹനമുണ്ടോ?